Hi again everyone, welcome to another JJ and Lee video. I'm on my own this time as Lee's working. It's a Tuesday. I'm a shift worker, Lee works Monday to Friday, so unfortunately I'm doing this one solo, but film it for you, see what happens. Today I'm at Morehouse Farm Lakes in Wivelsfield near Haywards. Day ticket, specimen water. There's 3 lakes on site. The one I'm fishing is a specimen lake, it's called Kingfisher. There's carp up to £40. Believed to be 2 different 40s at the right time of year. There's also big catfish up to £70 and lots of roach. We caught roach before while fishing for carp using maggots in the winter and picked up decent sized roach, but today I'm going after a carp as we've caught quite a few carp from here in the winter. We've done quite well on just standard bottom bait tactics really. Small 10mm baits, really light feeding, scattering half a dozen 10mm baits broken in half, catapulting those out in like a table sized area spread around a hook bait, literally just fishing a 10mm bottom bait on the bottom and scaling everything down. So because it's winter we're using sort of 1.5 ounce leads, longer hook lengths than we'd usually use and much finer, so we're going down to 8 pound bottom line. That might seem quite light to a lot of you, but if you couple it with a light rod like the ones I'm using at the moment, which would 1 3/4 pound Tesco barbel rods, then there's absolutely no reason why a carp, especially in the winter, they don't fight anywhere near as hard as they do in the summer. Anyway, most of you probably know that, but it is a good little edge for the winter carp, definitely. The other thing we've found is hair length. We like to use, I use size 9s, Lee uses a 10. It's just personal preference really, but you want to go as small as you can get away with. For a 10mm bait, a size 10 hook is plenty, especially with the carp type hooks, your ESPs, your quarters. They're bigger than what you'd find in normal, say, drilling super specialist size 10. And with the curved shanks especially in the mono hook link, a good centimetre from the bottom of the hook down to the 10mm bottom bait. So it looks like a really long hair to a lot of people that have never seen that sort of thing before. But it's not, you know, it's quite standard really. It just looks longer because you're using such a small bait. But anyway, I'm sure I'll get out some rigs and bore you with them a little bit later, but hoping for a carp. I'm doing 24 hours. Right now I'm fishing a spot off to the left. I'm in swim 1. Swim 1's my favourite because it commands water that nobody else on the lake can fish. It's got far bank that no one else can fish, and it's actually got a channel between the bank and an island on the far margin that no one else can get to, but you can walk around there and get quiet and just, you know, quietly bait up. So I'll be doing that as we go, and basically I'm fishing to 2 spots that I know have produced in the winter in the past. Bad water carp probably, I know, but I haven't seen any fish yet. So I'm fishing one down the channel between the bank and the island. Very shallow water, it's probably only 2 feet deep. As soon as the lead hits the water it plugs into the sill. But that's where I've caught my biggest fish from here today. I had a 27-pound mirror from the very same spot in January last year, using the same tactics. And the second rod is fished over on the far bank, quite tight, as tight as I can get it, you know, safely really. It's a spot that again has produced a lot of carp for us in the past. A lot of the small ones admittedly, but some good doubles too. Like, the average size of fishing here is upper doubles. It's very rare that you'll get a carp under 15 pounds, which is a brilliant average size for a lake really. And it does fish well in the winter. I've done nights here before where I've had 8 or 9 takes in a night with fish on the bank. I see 1 or 2 losses, so it's really good pedigree for winter fishing. Chance of 40. What can you say about that? You know, it's just got to make it worthwhile, isn't it? Anyway, I'll stop waffling. I'll come back to you a little later and I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be changing my rigs for the night. So, see you soon. Doesn't matter how many times you do it, there's always something special about cooking out in the open during a fishing session. It's coming up for 6-ish, not a sniff so far, no beeps, no nothing. Haven't seen any fish, but it's bloody cold. It was hailing earlier, so it'll be interesting to see if we do actually get any takes, but we'll see. Once I've had this hot food and a cold beer, I'm going to bring in probably both rods right in close to the near margin. I've had a lot of pickups here before at night from less than a rod length out, literally at your feet. That's usually sort of autumn time. Whether or not they still come that close in the winter remains to be seen, but definitely worth a go. I'm definitely going to bring one in. I might leave the second one out there, but we'll see. I'll leave it till probably 8 or 9 o'clock, so a couple of hours into darkness, so they've had a bit of time to settle. But I will just trickle a little bait in along the margins so they're primed, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the next time I talk to you, we'll be holding a big fat carp, maybe even a 40, who knows. Bon appetit. It'll make me look bad on camera. Freezing cold. I feel that from the temperature of the fish. But it's a start. I was on the far bank, 10mm bottom bait with the 10mm homemade pop up. That's absolutely freezing. Getting back. Well, how many times has that happened in the history of fishermen just munching into my first batch of hot sausages and the rod on the far bank rips off? Only tiny carp, probably one of the smallest that I ran, a little stocky, but yeah, it's good to see him in it. Got to protect the future of the fish fishery. The big ones will all pass away soon, so protect the future of the stocks. Got to have some small ones to go for as well. It's a good sign, it means carp are willing to feed, so we're lucky, might get another one, might get a bigger one. But light's really starting to fade now, the road just starting to top. So whether this is a sign that lake's starting to kick into action or not, we'll see. But there's definitely a bit more movement out there. So I think I'll give it another couple of hours fishing to the far margin, and then a couple of hours into darkness I'll pull them right back and we'll go from there. But I've had my hot food, time for a cold beer now, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning world, it's 7:10 on Wednesday. Just done the night here at Morehouse Farm. At 1 o'clock this morning I had a lovely mirror, 20 pounds 7 ounces, on the left hand rod. It was maybe 6 feet out from the bank. Nothing else during the night, which is fine. It was bloody freezing, and trying to sort of roll around and get comfortable and stop the wind blowing in through the zip bit of the sleeping bag. The odd liner. About an hour and a half ago, about 5:30, it started to rain quite heavily, and it's still spitting a little bit now. But I was sort of half asleep, dozing if you like. Anyway, the rod's just ripped off, the right hand rod, which is fished down the right hand margin. Again, 3 feet out from the bank, down the near side, it's just melted off. So carp's in the net, nice way to start the day. Let's get him weighed and have a look at him. How about that then? 21 pounds 5 ounces. 7:30 in the morning. That's a brace of 20s in February from Morehouse Kingfisher Lake. Cracking. Well pleased with that. Brace of 20-pound carp in February. Can't say fairer than that, can you? Absolutely brilliant. Well chuffed. Chuffed to bits. Awesome. Let's get him back. Right, well we've had 2 20s in less than 12 hours. This is just to give you an idea of how much, or should I say how little bait I'm using for each of these fish. And this isn't like telling you guys how to fish, or you know, we don't expect you to do the same. It's not even a tip really, it's just a demonstration to show you how little bait we use in the winter to get these big fish out. Now just to give you an idea of scale, obviously, you've got a baiting needle there, that's a little Tasca baiting needle. That's at most, what, 3 inches long, and that's a 1.5 ounce bomb. So you've got a little cobweb bag there, which is about half the size of a golf ball, I suppose, about the size of a 24mm boilie. And then this, obviously, is a rig, and that's a size 10 quarter curve shank, 12mm homemade pineapple pop-up, and a 10mm bottom bait, so it's like a little mini snowman if you like. Notice the quite long hair as well. Once you fold the hook down, there's only a centimetre between the bottom of the bend and the rest of the rig. And then freebies, what is that? That's 5, so 10 mil baits. These are 10 millers that have been air drying overnight as well, so they're probably only about 8 mil now. But that's literally it. That is all the free bait that I will put around, and I won't top up until I've had a take. The only time I'd probably change that is if I was moving the rigs, taking them from the margins, going out to a different spot, then maybe I'd put out the similar amount of bait. But that's per fish. So yeah, can't emphasise that enough really. It seems to work for us. Give it a go. Right, well it's 4:15 on Wednesday. Still no action since this morning. Lovely Brian Croney here, honourable guest, has joined me for the day. Been here since about 9, half past. Unfortunately nothing to either of us, so it's been a quiet day. Still an hour or two left for us to try and winkle one out before we've got to shoot off. But for a February session, little stocky common and 220s, can't grumble at that, quite happy. Not bad at all for February. Might come back next weekend with Lee and do a weekender, we're both off. Or we might be going to fish a new gravel pit up near Chertsey, so we'll let you know. But we may come back to you with a fish before we go home, but if we don't, hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.
Tell them if they want it, they can come and get that. I swear I love my city, I just want less. See me, they salute me, they ain't ready for that. Detroit verse, everybody.